Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual on Firstpost, where we get you the 50 top headlines from across the world. I'm Alison Lagrange, live from Durban, South Africa. Let's begin. Now, our top stories: Donald Trump's lawyers have arrested their case in the New York hush money trial. However, the former US president decided not to testify in the historic case. Trump is accused of making hush money payments to an adult actor and then misrepresenting them as business expenses. The trial has now been put on pause until next week, when both sides will present their closing arguments. French President Emmanuel Macron is making a surprise trip to New Caledonia. Now, he is on his way to the French territory in the Pacific Ocean. The islands have been gripped by deadly unrest. Armed clashes, looting and arson have left at least 6 people dead and hundreds others injured. The violence erupted after France made changes to New Caledonia's voting laws. 1 person died and over 70 others were injured after a Singapore Airlines flight was hit by severe turbulence. The turbulence led to passengers and crew members being flung around the cabin. The flight was traveling from London to Singapore. The turbulence occurred about 10 hours into the flight while it was over Myanmar. The plane was forced to make an emergency landing in Thailand's capital, Bangkok. Now, Vietnam's Public Security Minister To Lam has been appointed president. Now, Vietnam's National Assembly has confirmed his appointment. Lam has been elevated to the presidency because his predecessor resigned in March. Vo Van Thuong stepped down amid an ongoing anti-corruption campaign. And Chinese journalist Zhang Zhan has reportedly been released from prison after 4 years. She had been serving a jail sentence for her coverage of Beijing's COVID-19 response. However, rights groups say that she is still under surveillance and her freedom is extremely limited. Now for some updates from India's ongoing parliamentary elections. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold rallies in Delhi and the state of Uttar Pradesh today. The Delhi police have made special security arrangements ahead of the rallies. A few roads have been blocked, but diversions have been made to ensure vehicles can move uninterrupted. Meanwhile, chaos erupted at a rally held by Akhilesh Yadav, the leader of the Samajwadi Party. A stampede-like situation arose as he arrived in the rally venue. Over-eager party workers ended up breaking wooden barriers as they scrambled to meet Yadav. In the state of West Bengal, clashes were reported during a roadshow held by actor-turned-politician Mithun Chakraborty. Now, rival groups were at the rally and they pelted stones at each other. Chakraborty was campaigning for the AG Mitra Paul. Now, Paul is the BJP's candidate for the Midnapore constituency. Midnapore goes to polls on the 25th of May. The Election Commission of India has barred the BJP's Arvind Gangapadiye from campaigning for 24 hours. Now, this comes after he made derogatory remarks against West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. The 24-hour campaigning ban began last evening. Gangapadiye is the BJP candidate for West Bengal's Tamluk constituency. And in the state of Andhra Pradesh, the Election Commission has launched a probe against Prama Krishna Reddy, a politician from YSR Congress Party. The probe comes days after Reddy was allegedly caught on camera while vandalizing a voting machine at a polling centre. Officials will reportedly investigate accusations of fraudulent voting in Maharashtra's Bid city. This comes after local political parties complained of both capturing during the polls earlier this month. Now, several videos of the purported booth capturing emerged after the voting on the 13th of May. The BJP has served a show cause notice to its own MP, Jayant Sinha. Now, the party says he has not taken an interest in organizational work, nor has he campaigned for the party during the elections. Sinha also failed to cast his vote during the fifth phase of polls this week. The BJP has accused Sinha of tarnishing the party's image. The Aam Aadmi Party has accused the BJP of water politics ahead of the sixth phase of polls. Now, one of the AAP leaders, Atishe, had said that the BJP is conspiring to halt the water supply to Delhi. And she said that this is to disturb people and to cause a water crisis in the national capital ahead of voting day on the 25th of May. Meanwhile, Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal campaigned for the Congress Party candidate Kanhaiya Kumar yesterday. During the rally, Kejriwal took shots at India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and at Kumar's main competitor Manoj Tiwari. Now, Kanhaiya Kumar is the opposition India Alliance Bloc's nominee for the Northeast Delhi constituency. And a court has granted bail to a person accused of assaulting Kanhaiya Kumar. Now, last week, Kumar was assaulted while he was interacting with a crowd. The video that has now gone viral shows some people throwing black ink at the politician. And moving on to climate news, dozens of howler monkeys are dropping dead from trees in Mexico. This has been linked to extremely high temperatures in the country. At least 83 howler monkeys were found dead in the Gulf state of Tabasco. Several of them were rescued by local residents who said that they found the monkeys in a dehydrated state. At least 12 tornadoes and severe storms hit the U.S. state of Iowa yesterday. They destroyed buildings, toppled wind turbines, and sent cars tumbling upside down in the city of Greenfield. Local officials say that at least a dozen people in Greenfield have been injured. More than 61,000 people suffered power outages across the state. Meanwhile, storms also lashed the U.S. state of Nebraska. Heavy rainfall flooded roads in the city of Omaha. Local officials say that thousands of residents lost their electricity supply due to the storms. Weather forecasters have predicted more heavy rainfall in the American Midwest in the coming days. 9 small island states have won a landmark climate case at the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea. The top oceans court ruled that all signatories to a United Nations treaty on marine activities must do more to protect the oceans. The island states had asked the court to clarify what considered marine pollution. The tribunal found that marine pollution extends to greenhouse gas emissions, which affect oceans by altering the Earth's atmosphere. And in London, climate protesters barged into a shareholder meeting of the British oil giant Shell. The protest was over the company's harmful impact on the environment and its climate policies. Protesters stood on chairs and sang Shell Kills to the tune of the song Jolene. Security officials at the venue dragged the protesters away immediately. And on to business and tech news now. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has asked banks to comply with U.S. sanctions on Russia. In a meeting with German banks, Yellen asked the executives to not help Russia in procuring goods for their war in Ukraine. Yellen has warned that any violation of sanctions could lead to actions against the bank. The U.S. government plans to sell nearly 1 million barrels of petrol from its stockpile this month. The oil is stored in government reserves in the northeastern states. These oil reserves were set up in 2014 after the Hurricane Sandy impacted the country's supplies. However, the law mandates the government to sell these reserves by the 28th of May of this year. Meanwhile, 3 lawsuits have been filed against American oil producer Hess Corp. The lawsuits claim that Hess failed to provide adequate information about its merger with Chevron. Last year, Chevron proposed to buy Hess Corp for nearly $53 billion. However, the deal has been stalled due to pending regulatory approval in the US. The lawsuits are expected to further delay the merger. Soft drink maker PepsiCo plans to expand its fleet of electric vehicles. The company says that it will add 50 Tesla semi-trucks and 75 Ford e-Transit vans to its operations. The move is a part of PepsiCo's plan to reach net zero emissions by 2040. And Japanese carmaker Nissan Motors has halted its plans to develop 2 new electric sedans in the US. However, the firm continues to work on its electric SUVs for the American market. Earlier this year, Nissan proposed to introduce 7 new electric models in the US by the year 2026. However, the automaker says it is adjusting the timeline to ensure that the cars are launched at the right time. And Disney is reportedly laying off about 175 employees from its animation studio Pixar. The job cuts represent about 14% of Pixar's total workforce. Disney plans to scale back production of new original series at the unit. As per reports, Disney wants to lower spending on original content to make its streaming platform more profitable. The European Union has granted final approval to the Artificial Intelligence Act. The act is being considered the world's first comprehensive law for regulating AI. It treats AI models based on the risk they pose. The law prohibits the use of AI applications that categorize people according to their race, religion, or sexual orientation. Additionally, it restricts the use of real-time biometric surveillance in public spaces. Meanwhile, at the second Global Artificial Intelligence Summit in Seoul, 16 tech firms have signed a pledge to safely develop AI technology. Now, this includes companies like Google, Meta, Microsoft, and OpenAI. Companies have also committed to publish a safety framework. The framework will help in measuring AI risks and avoiding the development of risky AI models. Google has said that it will soon start testing a new advertising feature on its AI search platform. Now, Google's AI search offers users a summary response to their queries instead of a lengthy list of links. Now, the company says that an ad section will soon be added below these AI-generated responses, and this comes as Google has been trying to expand its revenue sources in the AI sector. iPhone maker Apple has asked a US court to dismiss an antitrust case that was filed against it. The case was filed by the US Justice Department and 15 American states earlier this year. They accuse Apple of illegally monopolizing the smartphone market and hurting competitors. However, Apple claims that it faces fierce competition from well-established rivals. And moving on to sports news now, we start with cricket and the Indian Premier League. Kolkata Knight Riders have entered the finals after winning their first playoff match of the season. They beat Sunrisers Hyderabad yesterday by 8 wickets. Hyderabad won the toss and chose to bat first. Kolkata's Mitchell Starc picked off 3 wickets, helping restrict Hyderabad to 159. KKR skipper Shreyas Iyer smashed 58 runs to help them chase down the target with more than 6 overs remaining. 19th ranked USA has pulled off a stunning upset against Bangladesh in the first of a 3-match T20 international series. This comes just ahead of the T20 World Cup. Batting first, Bangladesh put 153 runs on the board. For the US, Corey Anderson and the former India under-19 player Harmeet Singh shared a 62-run partnership. Team USA managed to chase down their target with just 3 balls to spare. And in football, Manchester City's Pep Guardiola has been named the English Premier League's Manager of the Year. He just led the club to its 4th successive Premier League title. Guardiola has now won the award 4 times since he joined Man City in 2016. Meanwhile, Chelsea manager Pochettino has left the club after just one season. Pochettino and Chelsea have mutually agreed to part ways. The 52-year-old took charge of the club on the 1st of July last year. He had signed a 2-year contract with an option to extend it for an additional 12 months. Now, Germany's Toni Kroos has announced his retirement from international football. The midfielder will hang up his boots after the UEFA Euro 2024 this summer. Kroos has won over 100 caps for Germany. He has also helped his national side lift the FIFA World Cup in 2014. Neymar is set to miss the start of next Saudi Pro League season. Now, Al Hilal's coach said that Neymar is still recovering from a knee injury. Neymar had injured himself during Brazil's 2-0 loss to Uruguay in a World Cup qualifier last October. And in tennis now, men's world number one Novak Djokovic has said that Rafael Nadal is his favorite to win the French Open. Djokovic, who is the reigning French Open champion, had said that Nadal couldn't be ruled out from the race despite his injury problems. In badminton, India's Chirag Shetty and Satwik Sairaj Rankireddy have reclaimed the world number one ranking. The two shuttlers won the Thailand Open last week, which is their second title of the year. The Indian duo secured a straight-set victory in the final of the men's doubles. Their performance helped them to rise to the top of the men's doubles standings again. And top Indian ace shuttler PV Sindhu is back in action at the Malaysia Masters Super 500 tournament. She has advanced to the second of the women's singles. Sindhu, who just returned from a break, defeated Scotland's Kirsty Gilmore 21-17, 21-16 in straight sets. The Indian will next face South Korea's Sim Yoo-jin in round of 16. And in athletics, India's men's and women's 400x4 relay teams have settled for silver medals at the Asian Relay Championships in Bangkok. The men's team, represented by Mohammad Anas Yahya, T. Santosh Kumar, Mijo Shako Kurian and Arokia Rajiv clocked 3 minutes and 5.76 seconds and narrowly lost to Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, the women, fronted by Vidya Ramraj, Emar Purvama, Rupal and Pracha Chaudhary, reached the finish line in 3 minutes and 33.55 seconds. And in entertainment news now, the U.S. authorities have opened an investigation into the death of American actor Matthew Perry. Officials are probing to determine how Perry acquired the ketamine that killed him. In October last year, the Friends actor was found dead in his hot tub. Later, medical officials attributed his death to quote-unquote acute effects of ketamine. And rapper Sean Diddy Combs finds himself embroiled in yet another lawsuit. A former model has accused Combs of sexually assaulting her at his studio in 2003. Now, Crystal McKinney claims that she met the rapper at an event where Combs invited her back to his studio. McKinney alleges that she was assaulted after she lost consciousness that night. And according to reports, American filmmaker Adam Wingard will not return for the sequel of the movie Godzilla Kong. Now, reports say that the separation is amicable and stems from timing issues. Wingard directed both 2024's Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, and its predecessor, Godzilla vs. Kong, in 2021. Meanwhile, Michael Leslie is reportedly in talks to pen Marvel Studios' latest X-Men movie. Leslie is known for his work in movies like The Hunger Games, The Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. While the writer has likely been looped in for the movie, the feature currently does not have a director or a release date. Action drama series Walker has been cancelled by its network. The Jared Padalecki-led series has been called off after 4 seasons. The show will finish out its run with the series finale on the 26th of June. And fashion brand Hugo Boss has announced a multi-year collaboration with David Beckham to design its men's collection. The collaboration is the first of its kind for Boss menswear. It will reflect the style and athletics of the former footballer. Beckham will focus on formal and casual menswear for now. The first collection to be presented will be Spring-Summer 2025. Down to swords, London has unveiled the first ever wax figure of actor Timothée Chalamet. The museum said that it took expert artists 9 months to create the figure. It dons the same Alexander McQueen outfit Chalamet wore to the London premiere of June in 2021. Meanwhile, the figure's boots were donated by the actor himself. American rapper Cardi B has expressed her disappointment with President Joe Biden. The former Democrat supporter said that she felt layers of disappointment from the administration. She added feeling betrayed, citing issues like high cost of living, low wages, and both domestic and foreign tensions. Cardi B affirmed that she won't be voting in the 2024 presidential election. Guitars owned by legendary artists like John Lennon and Prince will go up for auction later this month. That's in an event called Music Icons, hosted by Julian Auctions. Now, it will also include dresses worn by Amy Winehouse, the Spice Girls, and Britney Spears. The auction's top billing is John Lennon's 12-string Hootenanny guitar. The instrument is expected to fetch $600,000 to $800,000. Meanwhile, iconic singer Elvis Presley's personal Holy Bible will also go up for auction. The Bible has Presley's name embossed in gold. It is expected to go for around $50,000 to $250,000. And that's all on today's episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.